So, Stephen, how is the weather in your beautiful part of the world?
Weather is starting to change. We've had snow once here. So far it was on Halloween, but since then it's been pretty nice, and we're looking forward to a little bit of nice weather before it changes. So a couple more weeks. How about
Oh,
yourself?
oh God, it's been raining and there is a storm going on, and there is a lot of flooding on the road. The roads are closed. So, a part of that, beautiful.
That's fantastic.
Okay, so we have a couple of things. Shall we just get straight down to business, Stephen?
Sounds good to me.
Cool. So on today's call, we are going to discuss everything to do with the product, and where you would find the forms to reorder a product, to source a product, and to get yourself a brand new product. So a product that's been researched and it's been the numbers have been calculated on it. So Stephen and I will be talking through that. And we are also taking questions from anybody that may have a question. So get your questions ready, guys. Okay,
right.
Stephen, would you like to start with the first part where a product will be born, and how would people get to book a call with you, essentially, to get a product?
Sure. I did want to say too, Mickey, we're going to be doing this call, I believe, every other week on Mondays.
Yeah, so this
It
is the
is
first one
recorded.
out of many.
Right. It's going to be recorded. So anybody that's watching the recording, this will be a great source for the beginning of the product's selection process and just a little understanding of the life cycle. The best way to go forward in choosing a product, if anybody's interested in choosing a product, which we could probably even ask in the chat. I know some people have chose products and some people may be interested in choosing a product. Right now, the best way to go about that would be to go to your circle community, the group there, and go into all sourcing under all products. And if you do that, you can select different options for yourself there. The selection process is for choosing a new product. The reorders is obviously self-explanatory for choosing reorders. And then you also are going to have our new process, which is sourcing. Mickey, do you want to describe what the sourcing, all sourcing would be specifically?
Yes, I can. If you want me to do that, I'm more than happy to do so. So when we talk about all sourcing, we refer to it as a product that you have researched, found, you've done a bit of research on the market and you like the market, but you cannot find a supplier that can produce that product. That's when you would use the all sourcing form. That's when one of our team is going to be Emily or Ali, that will then reach out to their contacts in China and try to source that product on your behalf. Once they have all the numbers, they would then come to me. We'll arrange the shipping for you. We would calculate the product cost, the shipping, and then we will provide those numbers to you once everything has been lined out. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know in chat, and I can answer as I go along. But I think the all sourcing, everybody needs to understand that is mostly to do with the product that you have fallen in love with, that you have done the research in, and that you want to take that product forward. There is also an option on the form to have the product validated. So, for example, you have second thoughts on the products. Emily or Ali would then do a bit of research on the market, and if they feel like they need to discuss this product with you and they feel that the market is not really up to scratch, they wouldn't go any further until a discussion has happened at that point with you. If you are happy with the market, even though they are saying that they are not 100% or you guys are not on the same page, then they would go out and find the product for you, but only after you are happy with the discussions that you guys had. So is that answering your question, Stephen? Is that
Yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I think what we want to convey to everyone on the call and everyone watching this as a recording is that this is a newer service that we're putting together. And what it does is we have a lot of what we've done with private label people is we have listened to people's discussions. We've listened to people's questions, some of their concerns, and we want to make ourselves available for what you need. It doesn't make sense for us to push things in a direction that doesn't work for you. And what we know is that some people do like research. And in those cases, the research is fun for them. They get excited about products. And what we found is that sometimes it's difficult for them to make the numbers work. But with Ali and Emily, and the structure that they have, the resources that they have, our contacts in China, we've made it, we're able to cast a very large net. And this will be supportive to you if you find something that you just love the market and you can't seem to make it work. And we'll give you an approval on that. So we call that a product approval. And what we would do at that point is speak with you. And this is where, if it's a new product that hasn't gone forward with us before, we would get on a call with you for sure. I believe right now those calls would be scheduled with Ali. Is that correct?
That's correct. So let me just explain a bit how the form works. The all sourcing form, you will complete the details that they are asked of you on that form. At the end of once you submit the form, a new calendar link will pop up, and that would be Ali's calendar. So you book yourself a call with Ali prior to him jumping on a call with you. He would do the research on that product based on the answers on the form. So it's very important that you complete the form to the best of your abilities. So there are fields in there where you could just leave a note and he would know where to go or where you want to take this product to. So yeah, if you guys need to if you have a question about a particular product, don't be shy. Just fill up the form or send me a message or send Stephen a message or send anyone a message and ask and be like, look guys, the form doesn't work for me. I have a specific question. Can we discuss this here? We are not what's the word? We are not just...
We're not real strict in that area.
That's the word. We're not strict when it comes to the form, or you haven't filled up the form, we're not going to discuss the product. No, that is not what we're trying to do. We're trying to gather as much information on the product so that it helps Ali to set up the call for the specific product that you want to discuss on the call.
Yeah, we feel that this is going to be the introduction to the conversation. And if you can fill out those forms, they're very helpful for us to start that conversation. Then what we can do is we can, we've discussed this, and I know Emily's talked about this in length when it comes to having a more personalized experience with private label people. We want to meet you right where you are on this, and this will allow us to do that. So this is the beginning of that conversation. So if there's a product that you're researching that you're excited about, but you're having difficulty making the numbers work, you're having difficulty finding someone to produce that product for you, this will be where you go. And you go into Circle, go under all products, and you'll go under the all sourcing tab. When you get into that, you'll see the different places, and that'll be the first place you start with that. The next thing you could do, if you wanted to speak to us about reorders, the process is similar in the sense that there is a place in Circle, all sourcing, go to reorder service. You click into that, and that will bring you to another form. Is that correct?
That is correct. That is product that you have sourced through the exchange, or a product that you have currently on your portfolio that you would like to maybe trial a few orders through us and see how our process works, and how the shipping works, and if you are satisfied with our reordering process, then we could continue our partnership moving forward. But they are all done on the form. And I wanted to add something, I don't want to forget. The more orders and reorders we have from you guys and from our own products, the faster the shipment will leave China. That's as simple as it is. For the US, we'll have our own containers. So that's why we are like, okay, so let's order as many products as possible this month, so that I can fill up the containers as soon as possible and they can leave for the US. I see that Mike is going somewhere there and he has a question. Where do the products get stored? For now, they get stored at Superhero Freight. Moving forward, it may be another discussion, but I don't want to spoil the surprise yet, Mike. You know where I'm going with this because we discuss it, but not everybody knows, and we are putting the final details to that process. So just to give everybody context on this, we are looking on storing products in China so they can be replenished into Amazon directly. But that's a discussion now. We haven't fully lined out the process.
So, well, one of the things too I would say about that, Micky, is that what we realize too is that Amazon is continuing to evolve and continuing to change. And the neat thing about private label people is that we do have that ability to move with them. As they change, we can adapt, and we're going to adjust. So things that are in place today, I'm sure will change in the future. And things that we change in the future will again change again in the future. So these things, we really want to adapt private label people to whatever changes Amazon does. Obviously, they are they continue to dictate most of the things that happen when it comes to photography and trademarks, things of that nature. We want to be able to adjust, and obviously getting products replenished, getting them in time, having them to stay in stock is the key to successful private label business. So we're going to make sure that we continue to evolve with the changes and stay on top of that for ourselves as private label sellers, but also for everyone in the group.
Yeah, 100%. And as I said, we're going to have to work with each other on this to make the process better. In terms of, somebody might have an idea on the reorders. So we are open to discussions. My idea, it may not be as good as your idea. So if you think that something needs to be improved, guys, by all means, please come forward and put your hands up and be like, okay, Micky, the form is very clunky, it takes very long time to complete. Just come to me and talk to me. So then I can adjust and reassess how we're doing things. And behind the scenes, like Stephen is my witness here, we assess every process. We get 90% there, and then we are like, oh no, this is not working. So we have to start all over again. So the same thing goes for the orders, reorders, shipping, anything to do with the product. If you guys feel that something is not working, just talk to us and we can make a change, and we can jump on a call and we can discuss these changes. But if you don't talk to us, we won't be able to help each other or help you in that sense.
And what's really nice about that process, actually, that would lead us on to if we move from reorders, the reorder process, and we move into the new product process. For anyone that's interested in ordering a new product, what they would do is they would go into Circle, go into all products, go under all sourcing, and choose the selection process for a new product. This is going to fill out a form. Then it's going to lead to my calendar link, just like it did for the all sourcing. What you'll do is you'll book a call with me for a product selection. And one of the first things that we do on the product selection call is we set up your access to Monday.com, which Monday is our customer relationship management tool that we're using. And this is going to really streamline our communication with you on specifics of products. What's nice about where we're using today is Circle. The Circle group is great. It allows us to stay informed, know what's happening with just open discussion, what's happening in the group with education, what's happening just where people are, and sometimes people go through difficult times or they want something to share their wins, which we love more, of course. All of that place is a great place on the Circle group to do that. However, when you want to take a conversation offline and you want to talk specifics about your invoice, your production, your sample, all of these communications are going to happen right through Monday. And Monday, Micky is we call her the queen of Monday. She runs Monday. She's been building Monday for months now and putting exhaustive work inside there. And what this is going to do is it's going to streamline your communication. One of the issues that we had heard in the past when we said we listened to people's discussions and their questions was that they didn't feel that they had enough communication about the product life cycle, where it was in the stages. Like, I don't know what's happening with my product. That comment continued to happen over and over and over. And what Monday is going to do is it's going to allow you to directly communicate with Micky or with our team specifically about your product. So if you have a question at any stage of that life cycle, from the time that we confirm production or confirm that you want to choose that product to the procurement of that product. And Micky, you can speak to that, I'm sure, in length.
Yeah, I can speak about Monday. I done a bit of work inside. I had to delete everything that I've done and restart it again so that I can, like I said, some ideas, they seem magnificent when you go with it for a couple of months, and then you realize that that doesn't work for everyone, because everyone here is different. Somebody may already have a product. Somebody's product may be manufactured at this point in time. Stephen's product may be in shipping. So I had to think all of the process again so that I can integrate everybody into essentially into a work relationship that we can, like, it's pointless to talk to you, Stephen, in particular about a sample at this point in time if your product is just about to land at Amazon. So I had to rethink everything. That's why it has taken a bit of time. And last week I was working on the reporting side of things. So if you have sent in an intake form, we would have created a reporting file for you. And I'll be very honest, I had to take some time away from the screen so I can gather my thoughts on how I can link the reporting system, the reports, to the Monday boards. So that's what I've been doing all last week. I would say I'm like 80% there. So I am really, really thankful for your patience while I was building this, but there is light at the end of the tunnel, and I think I'm about 80% there. There is only one person that I've shared this with, and is actually Nicole. Nicole, if you are on a call, you are the lucky one. You were my lucky chosen person, because I felt that you fit all my criteria. You had the product that was sampling, you had the product that was shipping, you had the product that was landing at Amazon, and you had every single thing that I needed. So I was working with Nicole, and I feel like we were able to communicate with each other a lot easier than I would have been communicating with Stephen. Let's say, Stephen, because you are on a call with me and I can see you, via an email or via Circle. So I loved it. So just bear with me. I'm going to complete this Monday boards, I promise.
With that said, thank you, Micky. I do think the communication through Monday is going to streamline everything, and it's really going to take it into a very personalized position too. So you're not airing everything you have to in the Circle group. You're talking specifically about products. But with that said, one of the things that we wanted to discuss today was the intake form. The intake form has been requested and sent out through email in the past, and we have had a good response, but we haven't had a great response in everyone that is in the circle group. So what we would like to do is we'd like to make sure that everybody goes to the form and fills out the form and submits it. Now, the intake form is detailed information about you and your business, and it allows us to complete the next stages of this process. So what we're trying to do is it starts with an intake form. Then, of course, it starts with then it continues with joining the circle group. Then it goes into getting you set up into the Monday, getting access to Monday. At that point, you're in a position to do a couple of things. Order a new product, reorder some products, or continue on sourcing. This allows us to do those things. After that, we're going to get into the all-important reporting. And if we didn't speak about reporting for at least a moment on this call, I know Robert would have a heart attack. So this would lead us. I'm sure he's not, but he may review it. At least he'll ask us if we spoke about reporting. But this ultimately will allow you to set up the all-important all reports, and this is a fundamental building block to your private label business. We love talking about products, but we really want to start talking about portfolios. We really want to start talking about 8 to 12 products. If you're at 8 to 12 now, then we want to talk about 18 to 24, because that's where the real success starts to happen in private label, where you really, everyone we talk to says they want to leave their job. Everyone we talk to says they want to be able to travel, that they have all of these ambitions. And what we know about private label people is that it is a real business, and it takes a lot of work. And anybody that's been involved in this, I know Mike has a significant portfolio. The amount of work that he has put into that portfolio is significant. The education time, the cost of the products just themselves, but the cost comes more than just financially. So all of these pieces that we're putting in place are really to eliminate some of those roadblocks, put you in a position for success, and partner with you on each part of this. We call it the product life cycle, and we've been working on this product life cycle for over a year, trying to finalize it and get it moving in the right direction. And what's great about it is that when we all come together, and when I say all of us, I mean when Ollie and Emily and they're researching and they're sourcing and what they've done, Mickey with her logistics, me, I'm just a freak because I love to ask questions and tear things apart and look at the processes. Yes. And then Robert, obviously with being a subject matter expert on all things private label, the collaboration has really allowed us to have us streamline this life cycle. And what it's going to do is going to allow you to get products quicker. It's going to allow you to take away the roadblocks when it comes to cost. It's going to take, you're going to be able to take advantage of all of the real access that we have. So I'm sure Mickey can speak to that for a minute. We have some comments in the comment box there.
I saw something from Emily and it made me smile a bit. Question. That's Stephen's favorite word, question.
I like to stop the process and ask questions as we go, which this is probably a good time for the group to do that real quick. We do have a little bit of time for some questions that may come up in something we've said already. We can turn that into the group a little bit if anybody has a question. I know Mike was asking some questions. Looks like he got some answers from Emily. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Emily. Stephen, shall we maybe talk a bit about what happened to a product prior to people booking the call with you? So how was that product born, I should call it? Where does it start? So it will be Emily and Ali having the idea, and then Stephen will talk you through this because that's his area of expertise. That's where Stephen comes in. He loves the process and he loves everything to be so clear and neat and tidy on a sheet. And he hates it when people don't put the correct data in the correct column, and they don't file emails away in the correct folder. So yeah, that's Stephen.
Yeah, the way, I mean, obviously a product is born through the love of research, which comes from Ollie and Emily, and they spend a significant time researching products and researching the Amazon platforms, and taking information as they do that. Obviously, then they go to sourcing and they start to work out these numbers and find viability. All of these things are happening prior to speaking with you about a product. And one other piece to this is that we are moving forward with sampling prior to speaking with you. Sometimes the samples are taken care of, meaning they're ordered, they're tested, they're approved, or they fail prior and then reordered, reconfigured prior to us speaking with you for a product selection call. All of these things can happen in the meantime. And then for a product selection call, of course, what we're going to do, and to answer Mary Pat, the way you can get involved in Monday would be, I'll set up a call with you when you're going to do one of the three things: sourcing, reorders, or product selection. At that point, we can give you access. We can also go a different route for that too, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would like to add something here for Mary Pat specifically, because I know that I built her board. There is something, Mary Pat, that I'll be honest, if you have products that they were shipped previously with Superhero Freight, I currently don't have the access to see the data to those products. So I'm trying to work around it. So let's say you currently have 3 products that they are stored by Superhero Freight. I don't have an easy way of seeing the data on this particular products. Meaning I won't be able to confirm the trade price. I won't be able to see the how many CBM that product took to ship. So I'm trying to find a way. I'm thinking maybe the best way would be to have you fill up those fields because you have that information. So that's why I haven't given you access yet to your Monday board. So
Also,
I honestly don't know, how I'm going to get that data.
Also, not to interrupt you, Mickey, but the other reason we haven't gave you access to your board, Mary Pat, is because we couldn't find your intake form that we need so importantly. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you, Mary Pat. The intake form is a big part of this, because once we get that information, we're doing a process for this, and our process is intake forms, making sure that you're connected inside the circle group. And then what we're doing is we're getting you connected to Monday after that. So I do know that you have part of this taken care of. Obviously, you're here in Circle. So today we want to make sure that everybody gets those intake forms if they haven't put them together.
I would just... Sorry, Stephen. I just wanted to say something. I just wanted to say something specifically to Mary Pat, because Mary Pat came from a different category of people that we worked with. So she didn't specifically came to me through Exchange. She came through Escape Engine. So I had the majority of the information that I needed in order to build her Monday board. So I wasn't too fussed on hunting down Mary Pat to fill up the form for me, because I had that information. But Mary Pat, if you can take 3 minutes and fill up the form for me, I will just cross-check to make sure that I have the correct information.
I did put the intake form inside the chat for anybody that hasn't filled it out, but we do ask that if you have filled this out, for anybody on this call or in a recording, please don't fill it out again. It'll duplicate the information, and it just makes more work for us, which I'm not sure if we really want more work. We have enough. So that was just a note. House cleaning.
Yeah, Angelica, I just saw your question coming through, and I just wanted to quickly address it so we don't move past your question. Yes, everybody will have access to Monday boards. Yours was already built. I just didn't share it with you because I needed something from you I'll send you a message after the call. Okay. I don't want to discuss specifics on the call that
Sure.
may be private to you. So yeah, I'll just send you a message. But yes, everybody will have access to their own private boards.
Through Monday, that's correct.
Through
And I
Monday,
do
yes.
know that we are working on multiple different things because, for instance, I do believe that Mary Pat and Angelica we did fill out or build their reporting
We did.
process and share that with them. So part of
Yeah,
these
we did.
pieces are all happening simultaneously. So please bear with us a little bit and understand that to basically say what Mickey just said. Everyone's going to have access to reporting. Everybody's going to have access to the Monday boards. It's just that people are coming into us at different stages, different places,
Yes.
and we are trying to fill them out. That's part of the reason we're doing the call today is because we do want to, and we're going to revisit this repeatedly on these calls. We do want to streamline this and be available to anybody that may have questions like Mary Pat or like Angelica about these questions, that specifics that they haven't asked or aren't able to find the answers to. And Angelica, I believe you asked another question. It says you mentioned having 8 to 10 products and having 18 to 24 products. What's the different success levels do you see among these two? I was just making up numbers at the time, to be honest. But what I can say, if you're talking about a portfolio between, let's say, 6 and 12 products, or you're looking at a portfolio of, say, between 18 and 24 products, there is significant differences in these when it comes to the workload.
Yeah.
There is a significant difference when it comes to the process in all that you're going to do. So the replenishments, okay, it becomes a significant part of your daily operations. The reordering and scheduling that out over time and having the ability to know when you are going to be needing for reorders is a significant challenge. And the more that you add to that, it becomes more challenging. The other part of that would be the reporting piece, which Mickey has been working on diligently last week. And when you have 6 products or you have 18 products, that workload is significant. And then if we could just go even one stage further, which is to say something along the lines, if you're in more than one, you're selling in more than one country, this will multiply that. It's a multiplier. So it starts with 6 products, but if you're in 3 countries, it is 18, right? And if you are at 18 and you go to 3 countries, it significantly changes the workload. So that's the first thing. The second part of that is and I'm not going to go too far into this, but private label is the top tier in all of Amazon selling. And becomes roomy when it comes to making mistakes, the more products that you have. I know people have had 1, 2 products. If they make a mistake, it can be devastating to their portfolio. But if you have multiple products, it can actually help you the ability to weather any storm, where maybe somebody's dropping their price to get out of the market. Somebody's increasing their price because they, for whatever reason, right? If more people join a market, all of those factors that happen in every market that we see, they become less problematic the more products you have in your portfolio, because you have the ability to weather those changes and persevere through that. So there's more. It's a difficult question to answer, but it is a great question, and we can actually add that to a conversation in the future. So I hope that answers your questions a little bit.
Yeah. I'll like you guys know, if I think Ali may be on this call, myself and Ali have around 40 something SKUs inside our business, and I honestly can tell you that it's hard. Like if you are just thinking to have 40 products and chill and have a holiday every other week, is not possible. There is I would say there is a lot of work that you have to be prepared to put in to make all of your 40 products work. But the good thing about the way we're setting up the reporting for you is that you would be able to report on all 40 products at once, not individually. How Ali and I, whenever we started, we are doing the reports individually, and we didn't have structure, and it took a lot of brain power and a lot of time to be able to combine this and to understand the reports. And so I would say think about it, and where do you want to go, and how much you are willing to put time wise into your business. That's where I would start. If I had to start all over again, that's where I would start. How much time am I going to put into my business? Where would you start, Stephen?
Well, where I would start is if I was starting out now, I would start with the first course. That's where I would start. I would look into the portion of it where it talks about critical number, where Robert speaks about this through his education of the first course. If anybody hasn't done so, I would start there. The critical number is going to help you come up with where you think you need to be for leaving your job or whatever dream you have. But then when it comes to the time piece, this is where I would lean into private label people. The reason is because our process of all-inclusive for these products allows us to do the research, us to do the sourcing, us to negotiate the specifics of logistics, meaning the inner cartons, the outer cartons, the label, the suffocation warning, anything that's necessary in the process there. It allows us to continue to work on those numbers. We take care of the duties, we take care of the CBM, and we take care of the shipping to where it lands for you. This process is timely. So if we're doing that for you, you're saving time that Micky was talking about. The other piece that's probably one of the more challenging is the reporting. And this is what we've done with reporting, and as it starts to come to fruition for people, is going to be probably the biggest time-saving piece in all of this for everyone. So I would say I would lean into private label people, Micky. That's what I would do.
Very good answer, Stephen. I'm sure that we don't mind that, do we?
No.
But yeah, when we started, that's another thing. When Ali started this, because Ali started by himself and I was working full time, and then we moved to Northern Ireland, and then that's when I started working in the business, I would say. But when he started, he had to learn everything, and he had to do all of the pieces by himself. And we've made some mistakes along the line. I can tell you this. We had containers, products stopped at customs. We had commercial invoices that they weren't filled up correctly, which increased the duties that we paid. We had so many mistakes along the line. So I think the outcome and the point of my my speech here is just ask. If you don't know, ask us, because obviously we've done it in the past and we came across something that you are struggling with currently, that we struggled with some time back. So yeah.
Yeah, we've made mistakes too. I mean, we're private label sellers, and I talk about it a lot on when I speak with people. Emily and I made a boxing mistake on a product that we sent in. It was oversized, and I think I just read the rules incorrectly, and reboxing that product before it ever got into Amazon cost us over $1,000. And those are the types of profit-killing mistakes that can really derail somebody early on. And part of what we're looking to do in partnership with people is to help you through some of the most critical parts of launching a product. Long-term success is going to start with a very successful launch. And those critical moments early on can really determine whether that product is successful long term. And we talk about amortizing the costs of these products over a period of time. But if the only way that can happen is if you have these products over a longer period of time. And if you make profit-killing mistakes early on, the chances of that, your success starts to dwindle. And we've seen people have those unsuccessful periods of time, and we've listened to people's frustrations with that. Our entire process that we're building with private label people, we continue to keep that in mind, and we continue to make that a forefront of the direction that we talk about. We want to keep the costs as low as possible. We want to make the process as easy as possible, and we want to stay in communication. That's why the Circle group is so important. We're going to be doing streams every day, I believe. I believe somebody from the private label people team is going to be doing a live stream almost every day during the week. And the other part of that is we're streamlining that communication for your product information right through Monday. And obviously some of you guys do need to get set up with that, and we're going to work with you on that. And then the other part of it would be obviously with the Circle community and all the work that's happening inside there and all the education that is being put together, all the communication that's being put together. It really allows us to continue to take away those roadblocks and help you and assist you through this process.
Yeah, that is also one thing that I would like to mention here, because we've done this and we've worked with multiple agents in China, and we were able to test them out. We would be able to assist you with a product in a sense. Like, I'll give you an example. We had somebody, I'm not giving him or her the name on this call, but if you are on the call, you would know who I'm talking about. Mid-production, Ali found out that the product that it was manufactured wasn't the same as the sample that we received. So where I'm going with this is that if you would have been at the beginning of your journey and this would have been your first product or your second product, you wouldn't have been able to spot this because you wouldn't know the questions that you needed to ask at that point. You would think, yeah, my product is being manufactured, I'm just going to carry on. As I pay my deposit, I'm just going to hope for the best. But we are not doing it this way. So because we worked with an agent in China, we were able to spot this. And not only that, we were able to get the deposit back that we paid on that order. As you know, Stephen, that is not easy to achieve. Once you pay a deposit on a product and the production starts, you're rarely going to get your deposit back. But on this particular order, on this particular product, because we noticed a mistake earlier on the process, we were able to get the deposit back. So that's where private label people is coming in. So if you guys have a product, we have the connections and we made the mistakes, and let us make these mistakes on your behalf rather than you making the mistake on very early on the process. Because that would financially, it will, if it's your first product, financially it will put you off doing a second product. Sure. Or if you're on your second product, it will be like, this process is not working, I'm not doing this anymore. Is human nature. I'll be very honest. If this would have been me at the beginning of the journey, I would have been, oh my God, my product is not being manufactured. It takes so long to receive the orders. I'm not doing this anymore. Because that's how I worked for such a long time. And I think I've been programmed on working 9 to 5 and at the end of the month getting paid for that work that you've done. But a product is not a 9 to 5 job. A product is a non-stop job.
It can be.
I think Stephen can agree with me.
It can be, and I'm sure anybody that's built the business up to this point of ordering products already knows how much work goes into before you've ever ordered a product. The challenges that can happen with opening up Seller Central or just any of the different challenges, that's before you ever get your first product. But imagine going as far as Micky had discussed with her portfolio of over 40 SKUs. The workload is significant. I know we are talking about all products and we're talking about different things that are coming up, and I appreciate the questions. We have a few minutes left, and one of the things I did want to discuss, Micky, if I could, would be just from basically some of the products that we did over the last month, just some of the averages that we were seeing. So when people are picking calls or choosing calls with, or I'm sorry, there's scheduling a call with me, and then they're choosing their products, so a product selection call. I put together, it looked like our average cash profit for a product that was selected was on an average of $10.21 for cash profit. The average POI was 88%, the average POR was 27%, and then the total order value. Now, the total order value is going to be the complete cost of purchasing that product. Now, what we've done for people that are for private label people is we're including some things with this. So what the total order value should be or is the it's going to include the sample cost for producing that and for reviewing it, checking it, and quality control on that. It's going to include your photography. It's going to include your CBM, your duties, and your listing. All of those things go into the total order value. And the average total order value that we saw over last month's products that we delivered was $4,110. This part, that is a really amazing price for products on an average. So you can see that when we talk about keeping the cost as low as possible, we are meaning that. It's not just something that we're speaking about. This is a place that we're not trying to charge you for every single thing that you're doing each time, meaning stopping the process and putting together an invoice, stopping the process and putting together an invoice each time that we have a conversation with you. What we're doing is we're putting this all together and delivering it from you. And this includes the reporting. This includes the Monday communication. This really important stuff that's happening.
So yeah, I only wanted to add one thing, and that is when we decided for future products to remove the gate fee was purely so that you guys can concentrate on bringing those products onto your own portfolio rather than paying for a product selection. So we made that decision purely thinking of your budgets and how much money can somebody without. How much was the gate fee? I don't even know, 2,500 or 3,000, something like that. We thought instead of you paying for that fee, why don't you invest that gate fee or product fee or whatever you want to call it into the product itself? And the only invoices that you ever gonna get from me would be your product deposit and your product balance. That's it.
That's pretty incredible, and hopefully we can get a little information back from the community on that, or from the group here, even on the call, if anybody is excited about a new product. It looks like Sue Hill just booked in a call with me for a new product, so that's exciting. Can't wait to have that conversation. I do think that this is a huge part of the success that we're going to see in the future. We have tied our success to your success. We're not just speaking about it, we're actually putting it into action. And I believe that it's important for everybody to understand that. And I think you'll see it over time. Very excited about that piece to there. And I do think we are probably close to wrapping this up, Micky. Is there anything else that you wanted to discuss with the group?
No, in particular. I think we covered what we said we're going to cover before this call, Stephen, which was how to get your hands onto a new product, how to reorder a product, and how to have a product sourced by us on your behalf. So a product that you have found and you done research on, and you want us to go out and find a supplier for you. So that was the aim for today's call. I think Stephen and I will have a call every other Monday that will cover products. And every week, our plan was that every Monday, every other Monday, we would discuss the products, and we're going to go deeper and deeper into a product. So this week we covered where to get yourself a product, how to get a reorder, and all sourcing. Next week, Stephen and I will be talking about the next step of a product. So let's say you get yourself a product, what happens next? Because what we found, and what I found myself, is that people don't understand the process and they don't understand the journey. Because if it's your first product, we totally understand. You haven't done this before. You don't know what to expect. So that's the aim of my call and Stephen's call. Is there anything?
It is.
Yeah.
It's great, Mickey. I appreciate that, and I do want to just mention there is Florente. You were asking a question about pre-bought CBM. The total order value is going to include your shipping, so it's going to include your CBM.
Yeah.
It also includes your duty, and what we were talking about is an average total order value of $4,110. Now, obviously, some would be higher than that, and some could be lower than that, but that's why one of the questions on our initial form that we were sending out was, are you prepared to make this investment? And we want you to understand it is an investment. We understand it's an investment. And having to come to the table with those types of funds can be significant for someone. We've all done it ourselves, and we appreciate that. We don't want to underestimate that, and we don't make light of it. But it does include the CBM.
So just I would like to make a note on that, Stephen, on the question about the CBM. So we private label people currently is not shipping through Superhero Freight, so we would not be able to utilize the CBMs that you have in your account. Meaning that the shipping is organized by our freight forwarder, so we have to pay them for the shipping. So we can't take the CBM out of your account and pay them in that. So what we thought is to bake in your trade price, whenever we present you with the trade price. So let's say we take this cup will cost you $12.27. That includes the product, the shipping, the duties, and all the inland fees and the SRN fees and everything to do with that product. That's how we present you with a product.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Mickey, we do need to cut this short soon because I actually have a product selection call which is my time 11, so in 6 minutes with one of our members. So I really think today's been valuable to everybody. I think that the information's there. And what we want you to do is remember, go into Circle, go into all products, and go into all sourcing. That's where you'll find any of that information. And of course, if you have any more questions, you can put those questions after this call into the Circle group under questions. I know there's a section. It's probably, I forgot the name of it. I apologize, Emily. But you can put that if you could put that in the chat, Emily, where they can go for any questions that they might have. Put that into Circle. And that's it for me. Mickey?
That's it from me as well. I know that you want to jump on your call, so you probably want to prepare for 5 minutes. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Bye, guys. If you have a question, please send me or Emily or anyone a private message or a message anywhere that you like, inside Circle, an email, and we will get back to you. And bring yourself to order a product.
That's right.
Okay, let's go,
Talk
Stephen.
to you soon. Thank you.
Okay, bye. Bye, guys. Speak nice. Bye.